Hello everybody! In today's video, we're going to show you how you can wean your dog off of training aids such as leashes, collars, and toys. Step 1 is to show your dog a familiar picture. Here you see me luring 15-month-old Fender into a heel position using a leash, tennis ball, and a sit-means-sit collar. This is one of the initial steps of teaching the dog how to come into a heel position, and obviously my goal here is to be able to phase out the toy, the leash, and the collar. You'll notice how I'm rewarding my dog each and every time he comes into the heel position. This is in order to maintain enthusiasm and ultimately to help phase out that leash and the sit-means-sit collar from the picture. Step number 2 is to remove some of the help that I'm providing to my dog with visual cues. Here you'll notice that I'm still using the leash, the toy, and the sit-means-sit collar. However, I'm phasing out a lot of the hand movements that bring the dog into the heel position. Step number 3 involves phasing out the visual of the toy itself. In this situation, I'm putting the toy in my pocket of my vest so that Fender no longer sees it. However, I'm still keeping everything else consistent in terms of rewards, the hand signals I provide, as well as the use of the leash and the sit-means-sit collar. It's still obvious to my dog that I have a tennis ball in my pocket, and that's what I want. I don't want him to lose motivation or interest in training just because the tennis ball is no longer clearly visual to him. Step number 4 involves phasing out the use of the leash. I'm at the point now where I don't need the leash to keep Fender in position or to guide him. I can simply use a visual cue or a lure to help him into that position. Now I progress to putting the tennis ball back in my pocket so I can wean him off the visual cue of the toy. What you're seeing here is a variation on putting the tennis ball in your pocket. You can actually put the tennis ball in the armpit of your coat or jacket, and that way when the dog comes into the heel position, the visual target, as you can see, is quite clear. However, I'm able to phase it out by using a smaller tennis ball or even just wearing a slightly puffier jacket. Step number 5 involves helping the dog to generalize the concept that you're teaching them. With this exercise of having my dog flip into a heel position, now it's time to take the leash out of the picture and start removing most of the training aids. Obviously, no training would be complete unless your dog's capable of working without any equipment on. So now we're taking off our sit-means-sit collar as well as the leash. However, I am still going to keep the reward hidden so that I can maintain attention and enthusiasm throughout the training process. You'll notice I'm still using the toy to keep his attention because we're in a very distracting environment and I want to ensure that he has success throughout all of these exercises. You'll notice that I'm still using the visual cue of the toy in my armpit to help maintain his attention and focus and keep his motivation nice and high. Remember, with a young dog, particularly one that you're going to be competitive with, it's important to keep their motivation high at all times throughout training. Thanks for watching, folks, and be sure to subscribe to our videos to see more great dog training tips from Sit Means Sit.